This video is powered by the pros at Pascal Air Plumbing and Electric. Arkansas owned, Arkansas operated. GoPascal.com.
Ground ball to first, it bounces over Pablo. Green light for Rojas. The Dodgers up 1-0.
I wanted to make her smile before she says anything here on halftime. Alyssa Orange from Pig Trail Nations. Dodgers beat the Angels 2-0 yesterday. You just heard one of the highlights, and she's laughing.
Thank you.
I've succeeded. Thank you very much.
Yes. Thank you so much. I needed that.
Yeah. A little better than 15-0, huh?
Oh, my God. That was terrible.
Did you see that, man? The Dodgers lost to the Giants 15-0 on Saturday. Was that the worst shutout loss in L.A. Dodgers history? Is that what I read?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, she didn't have too many details for that, though, but I don't blame you.
No, did not watch that.
Okay, yeah. Well, you beat the Angels. They're playing well, so you can take that for what it's worth. Hey, I saw this morning we've been focusing on NBA draft. We'll get to that in a little bit.
Yeah.
Baseball got in some transfers. Softball got in some transfers, including they just got a right-handed pitcher in, didn't they?
They did. Yeah, they did. I've been trying to keep track. You know, baseball, softball's got a lot going on. We sent Courtney to New York. She landed in New York today to cover the draft for us out there with Kevin McPherson. So I believe they've picked up another pitcher as well as Bree Ellis out of Auburn, which is a really big get just from an offensive standpoint for Courtney Deifel. So she's blazing a trail in the transfer portal right now. And
SEC transfers, too. It's Reese Bjorline from Mississippi State, right-handed pitcher. So you brought in Bree Ellis, who's from Auburn. They had Nia Carter that came in from Iowa, and now another transfer from Mississippi State. I mean, they've Courtney's recruited a lot out of the transfer portal from the SEC specifically. I mean, 2 years in a row now, and I think 3 years in a row, counting what we see here.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think it comes a lot with familiarity when you enter the transfer portal, especially in a sport like softball where you're faced basically every team each year. They know what Courtney Deifel expects from Arkansas. They understand the program that she runs, and so if I'm an SEC player looking to maybe stay in the league, Arkansas is really appealing.
All right, so you mentioned Courtney's going to be in Brooklyn for the draft. What are the plans for Pig Trail Nation?
Yeah, so she landed today and had to run over to the West End downtown near Times Square to get an interview with Anthony Black real quick. I believe her and Kevin McPherson are going to go to a dinner party that Nick Smith and his crew is having, hopefully catch up with Eric Musselman. He is out there, too, with his wife, Danielle. And Kevin was telling us over the weekend, believe it or not, after so many years of coaching in the NBA, coaching overseas, coaching in the G League, coaching in college, this is his first NBA draft that he'll ever attend. So I was kind of surprised by that news, but he'll be a part of Anthony Black's green room. So that's pretty cool for us, and it's such a big weekend for the Hogs to see if they can get 4 guys drafted. First time that's happened since 1992, second time ever that it's happened, if it does happen. So Courtney's out there getting what she can, and so it'll be exciting the next 48 hours.
It is pretty cool. How much do you think this helps recruiting, Alyssa?
Well, I just think it's another marketing tool for this Razorback team. I mean, you look and, regardless, and everyone can say, well, they only made it to the Sweet 16 with all this talent. Well, they also ran into a UConn team that played everyone out of the gym at the end of the tournament. But you are placing people in the NBA, and that's the message that Muss has always had from the beginning. I have the NBA connections. Come play here at Arkansas, and we'll get you to the league. And we have seen that with Moses Moody and Jalen Williams, and now we're going to see it with Anthony Black and Nick Smith Jr., Jordan Walsh, and possibly Ricky Council. And you can make the argument that Arkansas didn't really do that. Those guys only played on the Hill for 1 year, but at the same time, they're still attached to the program. So regardless, the program has got guys who the NBA is looking at now. And if you're a guy who wants to come play at Arkansas, Arkansas is a brand that's relevant again. And so it just brings some notoriety.
So the relevance goes to, Grant Hall mentioned this earlier. The relevance goes to, we can help you get to the league, but we can also we can show you a track record of postseason success with a couple of Elite Eights and the Sweet 16 this last year. Whereas, what Grant brought up with Calipari in Kentucky, Calipari talks about this many guys have gotten to the league and second contracts and all of that stuff, but they don't have the postseason success, at least in the last 3 years that Arkansas has had. So that is a selling point too. Get to the league, but you want to win while you're there, and you want to go into March as deep as you can while you're here.
Exactly, and it's kind of almost like a win-win situation. Come play here, we'll get you to the league, but while you're with us, let's go try and win a national championship. And so basically it's Final Four or bust. It's national championship or bust for this Arkansas team, and Elite Eight, Sweet 16 appearances in a row speaks for itself on, you come here, you play, you find success, and then you're rewarded with an NBA contract on the other end.
Alyssa, we're getting ready for the draft in a different sport. They send you to the hospital. You get your MRI. They any injuries you have, they go over you with a fine-tooth comb when they're going to invest this type of money on you. Is this a good thing that we have not heard any news, or have you heard anything about Nick Smith's knee? So it has to be a good thing then that nothing's came out that his knee is going to be a hindrance.
Yeah, I think this next 24 hours is going to be really telling for sure. No news is good news right now, absolutely. I know that Jeff Goodman tweeted something yesterday that alarmed a couple people where he mentioned Nick Smith's draft stock is fallen. Well, that was just taken out of the wrong way in terms of it's fallen since he went to Arkansas, where he was going to be a top 5, top 10 guy. He's kind of fallen into the teens. That's got nothing to do with any of the physicals or anything like that, or team feedback that he's had from teams that he's worked out with. So right now they're going through all those physicals. They're doing all that kind of stuff. And today is kind of those last couple of things that they're running around New York to kind of tie up some loose ends. If we don't hear anything about Nick Smith Jr. in that knee, it means these teams aren't worried about what they do know, or there is nothing to worry about at all. And I think that's good news for Nick Smith Jr.
So if we have a conversation involving Arkansas Razorbacks in the 2024 NBA draft, it's going to just surround Trevin Brazile. That's it. Like I don't think the freshmen are one and dones. As good as the transfer class is, I don't know if they are draft guys necessarily. You got some guys who are a little bit older in that case. Menifield's coming from Washington. I don't know if he's going to, just be a 2 years and done and go into the draft. Plus, he's so short. He's smaller. Maybe Tremont Mark, maybe. But it'll really center around Trevin Brazile. It won't have all this intrigue of 4 guys or anything close to it.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that it's Trevin Brazile's attention, and he knows that. I mean, he had that NBA attention before he got hurt last season. And so he is your marquee guy. Even though Devo Davis is coming back, Devo tested the waters. I don't know what was told to him, but I don't see him being an NBA draft pick either. He's just an Arkansas guy that's going to play his heart out for the Razorbacks right now. Might have a pro career overseas or something like that, but this is Devo's year to just kind of put a bow on top of his career as a Razorback. For Trevin Brazile, I'm trying to earn some NBA money. I'm trying to improve my draft stock, and he is going to be the guy that we all look at. And, we've done this year in and year out with a few guys, but this kind of gives me Bobby Portis vibes a little bit. We knew Bobby was going to leave after his sophomore year. It was what kind of season is Bobby going to have his sophomore year to improve his draft stock? And we saw him be the SEC Player of the Year. We saw what he was able to do. And I'm interested to see if we see that from Trevin Brazile this year. That's a lot of pressure, but it's out there.
Well, Bobby was healthy, too. In Brazile, Matt, Brazile would have gone in the draft had he stayed healthy. We would be talking potentially about 5 Razorbacks in the NBA draft.
Yeah, he's in that Kristaps Porzingis mold, and he's I think he can definitely play at the next level. Alyssa, I wanted to ask you: was that Drew Rosenhaus in the water down on South Beach swimming with the sharks, and then He was with Tyreek Hill, and have you heard anything about your boy Tyreek Hill? Is it just?
I have not. That's funny. I have not. Hey, as long as Tyreek isn't, trying to be a shark and get eaten by sharks, we're good.
And an altercation, though. What happened in this situation here, man?
See, I saw the highlight with it was him and his agent were out on the boat, and he was out, and I don't know if you saw this, Alyssa, and he was out there swimming with the sharks, and he said something to Tyreek about getting in the water. And Tyreek's like, nah, man, I ain't getting it. Which obviously nobody in their right mind's getting in the water with a shark. Come on, especially when you're a dolphin. That's what that's what they want to eat.
Rosenhaus, is he talking about himself, or is he talking about a mammal with fins?
Right,
'Cause he's a shark too.
And then it said that like he beat up like a person that was like a boat deck person or something when they were coming back in.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I know it's always something.
It's always drama.
Yeah.
In the
Oh my God. Always wild. Always wild. And it's Miami. Jeez.
Yeah, no kidding. First day of summer, Alyssa. How do you celebrate? Or do you dare go outside today in the heat?
I ventured to the mall today, which is air conditioning. It felt great. I did a little shopping. This upcoming weekend, is the awards banquet for the National Sports Media Association awards. So it's this upcoming weekend. So, you try to find something to wear, and it's never easy when you're looking for something to find something. That's just how the universe works.
That event's been held it's been held at the Wake Forest basketball arena, I think, in previous years. I went there when it was in Salisbury, North Carolina, and they've since moved it to Winston. Is that where it's being held again?
It is in Winston-Salem, but I believe it's at a hotel. And, of course, jokingly with the guy who organizes it for the longest time, Wake Forest, I go, what are you guys going to do when Wake Forest is possibly competing for a national title in baseball and this awards banquet's going on? He's like, you had to bring that up. I was like, yeah, you picked the weekend, man. I was worried about myself. Now I'm worried about you guys.
Are you more worried about what you're going to wear or how long your speech is going to be?
Definitely what I'm going to wear.
Okay. Because I would be
one's probably going to document any speech. There'll probably be photos documented of where.
Fair.
I'm a girl. I still have that.
Fair enough. You just keep it around 3 minutes and say your pleasantries and thank yous and be on your way, huh?
Well, it's a fantastic event, Alyssa. I think I know you're going to have a great time. So just enjoy it.
BetOnline is your number one source for all your championship finals info, stats, news, and scores. Get the latest odds and the latest matchup reports for this year's NBA and Stanley Cup Finals. BetOnline is your sports intel headquarters this season, as we have you covered for all your insider sports wagering needs, from baseball and hockey to MLB, UFC, and boxing. The fastest and easiest way to get all your betting info, including live betting options and your favorite casino and card games available to play right from your home. Get in the action today. Head over to our website or use your mobile device to join, and be sure to use our promo code BELIEVE to receive 50% bonus on your first deposit. That's BLEAV. Bet online, where the game starts.